Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin.
Hello and welcome to episode number 33 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is how to become the expert authority inside your niche, convert your prospects into clients very, very quickly, and make astronomical sales. Now, I know that's a really big topic to cover, and I've just come back from a great Jay Abraham here from Success Resources here in Melbourne, Australia, and the day was absolutely phenomenal, and I really wanted to share some key takeaways from you. Now, I had this concept and it's been a lot of what I've been teaching. And I know a lot of personal trainers out there are wondering, well, Lynn, the biggest issue that you're probably having and most personal trainers have, and I had for a very long time, was converting prospects into clients. And that is really, we know how to get leads, because lead generation nowadays with social media, with Twitter ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and all sorts of ads, right? It's not hard to get leads, and we know this. We can pay for an advertisement. Someone can download our opt-in or opt-in to want to work with us. But the next question is, how do we convert these leads into prospects? And I think the foundation of this has to be so important, because nowadays we're moving from a place where you have to really build a lot of trust. You have to build a lot of branding in terms of your own name. You can't just be this company without a name, without a brand, without a vision, okay? But trust and expert authority is one of those biggest key things. And as I've always said, niching down is actually going to help you become that expert authority quicker, because we look at that cosmetic surgeon versus a GP, and we're having a look at who's getting paid more, who's more trusted, who's more highly regarded in that field. Okay, so very, very easily, I'm going to go through this thing that I learned today from a mentor of mine who went through basically what Sales 3.0 is looking like in the 21st century. So he went, his name is Aaron, and he's gone through in the 1930s, we went through selling features and benefits. Now, for most personal trainers out there, you're probably selling features and benefits to your clients. You're probably telling them what they're going to get when they sign up to your program, how many times they get onto Skype call with you. And essentially, that's how traditional selling was done for quite a long time. Now, this is really funny because I really want to just share his knowledge and also solidify through teaching this. I want to solidify my own knowledge, but we went through Sales 2.0, which was building relationships. And so, in the 1990s and the 2000s, salespeople started to convert leads into prospects by trying to build relationships and becoming your best friend. So if I wanted you to become one of my clients, I would chat to you, I would share common interests, I would try to mirror your movements. That's a very good sales technique, and it would make you feel very comfortable around me. And so we spend 80% of the call talking about you and your life and our life and trying to build that relationship, and last 20% would be closing. And so Sales 3.0 goes through this ART method, where A's authority, okay, and being the expert. Now, being the expert and being the authority, really comes down to knowing your niche and knowing why you're trying to serve them. The second thing he talks about is R, and I'm really going to go into R by saying R is all about results. Can you get, people in the modern day, in Sales 3.0, talk about getting results? Are you that person that can get your clients results? But more importantly, what proof do you have? And so I know inside the fitness industry, we have people getting amazing results for their clients, but they can't get proof from that. And proof isn't, hey, Jane lost 10 kilos. Proof is really getting Jane on camera and talking about her life story, talking about what happened before she lost 10 kilos, what happened when she was 10 kilos heavier, what was her life like, what did she feel like when she was waking up, how was her self-confidence, how was her income, how was her relationship with her partner, how was her relationship with her kids, and then talking about that journey and then transitioning to what happened after she got results. Okay, and that's really R and result and proof. And the last thing is trust. It's all about illustrating, what is your vision and why should the client or the prospect trust you? And so when you can kind of illustrate these three key factors into place, the selling process becomes easier, okay? Because what you have to understand, and what I've been learning for a long period of time, and this going to this seminar just reconsolidated this information for me, was that people buy the transformation. Okay, and I've always said this, but people buy the transformation. And if something that I learned from Jay Abraham was that if you can almost look at your client and look at their whole well-being, and not just their diet, not just their training, but look out for them in terms of what is your service going to provide for their life? What is it going to provide for their family, their kids, their business growth, their career opportunities? What's it going to provide outside of their health and fitness? And you can make them see that, and they can connect, right, your product and service to either one, saving them time. They can connect your product and service to two, okay, helping them create more money somehow. And ultimately connect your product and service to three, improving their quality of life, either with family, finding a spouse, finding a partner, having a better relationship with a partner. They're going to buy your product. Now, the whole point and how you're supposed to convert these leads, and I've always said the fastest way to convert these leads is to get them over the phone, really chat to them. And a key thing that Jay talked about today is getting on the phone and saying, look, why? Like, why are we on the phone today? Why are you talking to me? Why did you opt in? Building that relationship, building that trust, and then digging deeper into why they're really here. So there's this iceberg, and the tip of the iceberg is generally what they will give to you at the start. They'll say, look, I just want to lose weight. I just want to get fitter. I'm just not looking good at the moment. And as soon as you go deeper and deeper into that iceberg, you kind of get to the layers, and you really want to dig down to the very bottom. So we really want to keep asking the questions why. And generally we ask 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to as many times as possible, to really, when you get to the deeper levels of time, money, okay, and what is money really going to do for them, and family or partners or sex, right? And so when we can get down to that level, we know we've really hit that nail on the head. We really know that client and that prospect has opened up to us enough. And that is when, right? That is when we have to present our solution, knowing that our solution is the best thing that really can move that prospect or client forward. Okay. And so this comes back to going, okay, well, cool. We can learn these strategies. We can learn these strategies of really understanding the fundamentals and tying them in with time, money, family, relationships, and sex. But if you don't have a solid program, if you can't deliver results, and this is where you really have to learn your skills and deliver your craft and understand systems and understand how to be a better online coach, because online coaching, rather than it is looking and counting reps and telling them what to eat, it's understanding the psychology, right? It's understanding the psychology of why humans do what they do and how to change their behavior, okay? And if you can be a master of that, you can get your clients phenomenal results. But here's the thing, right? This is a great sales technique, and this is really trying to open up a few doors and get you learning a little bit more about how can you tie in your product to, number one, saving their time, okay? Number two, increasing their income. How does it benefit them? Because when you have a look at the things or why you buy things or why you invest in things, it's going to come down to time. It's going to come down to money. Okay, it's either going to save you time or make you money, right? Or it's going to give you a better experience with your family, your friends, your relationships, right? And so that's how your prospects are making these key decisions. So really digging into that, I really wanted to split this into a few parts and go into it a little bit deeper as I delve into more information, as I learn more myself regarding the new art of sales, which is an absolute fantastic skill to have, because if you know how to sell, you'll never go hungry again. So your task for today is really to think about your product, your course, your service, whatever you're offering to help get a client from point A to point B, and figure out, are you really asking, number one, why to your clients, to your prospects, and really digging down to those core foundations of time, money, relationships, right? And the second question is, if you're not doing it, okay, how can you ask better questions? How can you come up with better questions to get that information out of the client and make them see that your product, okay, will help improve these foundations? Because if you can do that, you will win. All right. So I hope you have a fantastic day. feel free, and please do this, feel free to leave a review, let me know, comment inside the Online Trainers Club, and even better yet, send this to another trainer, okay, another colleague, another coach, who you can implement this with, because it's not about regurgitating or listening to more information. It's time that you start implementing this, and it's time that you tee up with an accountability buddy. So all you need to do is just send this to your friend, to a colleague, to a trainer, okay? Get them to listen to the podcast and start implementing this stuff now, because in 3 months, in 6 months, in 12 months, it's going to make a massive, massive difference to your business. And look, I really don't want to be spitting out more information because we're drowning in information, but we're starving for implementation. So if you're serious about growing your business, go and do that now, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next episode.
Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks, and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.